Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duck Bricks. I'm Chris, and this is one of my favorite new Ninjago sets of 2024. It is simply Jay's Mech Battle Pack. And I love the set so much because of the price. For $10 US, you get a small mech build and 4 Lego minifigures, which honestly kind of puts Star Wars set value to shame. I just gotta say it. A Star Wars Battle Pack with 4 minifigures, it's a lot more expensive than this. But now we're going to take a close look at this brand new set and I talk about the value and the build. And of course, stay tuned because I've already published the mega review of every single one of the Ninjago January 2024 sets. So if you want to check that out, you can see that on my channel right now. Let's jump into the review. This is set number 71805, Jay's Mech Battle Pack. And this is one of the best LEGO Ninjago sets in years, and one of the best LEGO sets in a while. Let me explain. This set comes with 78 pieces, 4 minifigures, all of which are different, and 2 of which are currently exclusive to the set, and retails for $10 US at a 12.8 cent price per part ratio. Now, in comparison to a lot of other LEGO sets we've gotten over the years, this is pretty insane value. You're getting a ton of different minifigures with different designs, 2 heroes, and 2 villains for a phenomenal price. And Ninjago has always been pretty good on price for the most part, but this is probably one of the best priced LEGO sets in years, and that makes me really happy. Now, the set is comprised of 4 minifigures: Master Lloyd, who will probably be appearing in a few other sets coming in March. We have Jay in his mech pilot suit, who currently is exclusive to the set, as well as 2 of the Wolf Mask Warriors, one with the wolf mask and one with a hood to differentiate them. Now, to be completely honest, for a battle pack, I usually prefer it when they actually just give us 4 of the same character or 4 characters of the same faction. Whereas if you didn't have a J-Mech, you didn't have Lloyd, maybe you had a Wolf Mech and just had 2 more Wolves, I think that would have been really, really solid as an actual battle pack. Kind of like back in the days when we would get Shima battle packs if the set was comprised of, say, these 4 minifigures. Because then you have the option of actually getting it as a battle pack. You can get it as a ton of copies of it to raise your armies, but I understand that a lot of times Ninjago sets need to focus on a hero vehicle and include hero characters to sell well. And that's why they have this as a split battle pack. Is it kind of reminiscent of the Star Wars battle pack with 2 clone troopers and 2 Jedi? Sort of, but that one was also a lot more expensive than this for around the same amount of pieces, so who am I to complain? Overall, this is a really, really solid set, and for $10, shockingly good value. I almost feel like this was almost supposed to be $15 and LEGO forgot and had to change the price or something. It is almost unrealistic how well priced this is. But now let's take a look at the minifigures up close. This is Jay in his mech pilot armor suit. I actually really love the color scheme here. I think gold, blue, and dark blue is a phenomenal color scheme, so I'm a big fan of how this minifigure turned out. I only wish that he also had a shoulder pad accessory as well, because we've seen in the show the ninja do have their shoulder pads on, so that would have been really cool to incorporate in a minifigure like this, but it also would have made it harder to fit him in the mech, so I understand why they chose not to do that. Master Lloyd is a minifigure who looks like he was made to be wearing a cape, and I would not be surprised if in a future set he does appear in a cape, because you do have the suggestion of a cape being held on right here. This to me feels like almost kind of like getting the lesser detailed version of a minifigure in a smaller set, but it's still really cool that he debuts in a set like this, and it's really fantastic to finally get a Master Lloyd minifigure. The white, dark green, and gold color scheme looks really good, and these are 2 of my favorite Ninjago minifigures in a long time, at least for the main character's standard suits. Moving onwards to the villains, these are also some of my favorite villains in a long time, which is why I really wish we got more of them. This one right here is sporting a brand new dual molded mask component in dark blue and azure. They are the Wolf Mask Warriors, so you can see underneath there's a charged up face, kind of lit up with energy, maybe has something to do with the eclipse, and then on the back we have a standard expression there, which is going to be really useful for just like Japanese or samurai styled mocks. That is a really, really cool looking facial expression, and I like the symbol on the back of the chest as well. This one is equipped with 2 silver Wolverine-style claws, which I think work pretty well for the character itself, and the torso design is just phenomenal. I love the amount of detail factored into the Wolf clan. Moving onwards, there was also a Wolf Archer, so you can see right here they're using a dark blue Jedi hood, which is a really nice piece to get in dark blue. I believe this is the first time we are actually getting it in dark blue, so that is quite nice to get, and the hooded look and feel of it makes it feel a lot more menacing than even the traditional LEGO hood piece. I'm so glad they used this one for these minifigures. This one is an Archer, like the other ones with hoods, so we actually get another one in one of the other sets who does have a hood as well with an Archer piece, so I'm assuming that they just aren't wearing the mask because, well, it's easier for them to see and aim without the masks on, so they have hoods instead. I guess that totally checks out. Overall, though, this is a really, really great minifigure battle pack set, but the focus of the build is on the mech itself, and for once, the mech is actually pretty good and a pretty solid build. A lot of times people buy battle packs just for the minifigures, but this is actually a really solid set. Back in the day, we were getting mechs like these, albeit with knees and elbows, but mechs with using the same body frame for LEGO Nexo Knights, also for $10, but those ones only had one minifigure in it, so this is just unmistakably really good value. Now, this is actually quite reminiscent of Jay's Electro Mech from the Tournament of Elements wave, right down to the fact that there are dual stud shooters on one hand, a sword in the other hand, and some sort of a golden blade apparatus in the back, which is just something I find pretty funny about this, how similar it is to a mech that Jay has gotten in the past. It is really cool though, because it has introduced some nice recolors of the CCBS armor piece in gold, which I'm sure is going to be really useful for Bionicle mocks. You've got a good amount of articulation here to move it around. You can swivel the waist back and forth, which is quite nice, and you can also swing the sword. It's a pretty simple mech, just using Mixel style ball joints, but one that works remarkably well for Jay, and you can even remove the swords on the back and give them as accessories to the minifigure itself. All in all, Jay's color scheme is also a really solid one. I love the integration of the cool yellow as just some highlight colors scattered here and there with the mech itself. It just makes it feel like it adds some electricity and lightning pop to an otherwise predominantly blue color scheme, and overall, pretty happy with how this mech turned out. It reminds me of some of my favorite little polybag mechs that we got for also Jay in Tournament of Elements, but we also got like an Anachondri polybag mech in that, and it's kind of along the same scale. But you just cannot deny the quality of the value of this set here. You've got 4 detailed minifigures, 4 unique minifigures. A lot of times you do get the same minifigures in battle packs, which there are pros and cons to getting the same figures, because again, that's great for army building, but it's really fantastic just how all these figures have great detail. Printing on the legs, the torsos, and armor piece for this one. We've got a dual molded component here, dual molded component here, and a dual molded component here, so the minifigures are arguably even more valuable printing-wise and cost-wise to produce than some of the other minifigures that we do get for other themes in battle pack form, and I'm just really happy about the set. I hope that Ninjago will do more battle packs like this. They were doing a really good run for a while of figure packs where we would have a smaller build for like $30, and we get a ton of minifigures, including like 2 or 3 exclusive ones to that set, like 6 or 7 minifigures in one, and this feels like the natural evolution, which is downscaling that size, keeping it as a $10 set, but giving us 4 minifigures and fantastic value. So I'm really happy with this. I hope that others feel the same, and let me know if you've picked this set up, because I'm really curious what your thoughts are on the value of this particular model. Alright, and with that, we have summed up a brand new Ninjago 2024 review. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this set? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Are you going to be buying this set yourself? And of course, thank you so much for tuning into Duck Bricks. Be sure to like and subscribe for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. Thanks so much for tuning in, and bye for now.